of the apathy by people because the music the Jija, so this he wants to bring a new narrative. The narrative they say maybe you do know. Or person say that original war and that constituency on one. At least if I should be also nya. It's on a social contract. International say this is the leader we want. This is the leader Ghanaians want. And here MPP from here, Ghana from their friends here, they are not going to come back. 2020 they're down because it's just enjoy the money mama. Some okay no. At least obey no. Or than no. One job 3 shift 3 point away van. One job 3 shift away van. That's okay. Because petition was a petition so ni at least ni tough ni aya about the galamsey. And then check point number 19 of the 120 days social also banning illegal mining and new mining. You banning illegal mining. So the Rebecca John was a come 31st January 2026. Someone talk about His Excellency Honorable Kennedy in Japan or the number 1. Let me say Rebecca John was a 31st January 2026 presidential primacy. Back to the polling station area the constituency. Back as was Omunia, Omobra, Omunia Ketsua, Omofase, Omoba, Abeke Benezas, or aspiring for the assistant constituency assistant secretary. Time no someone came. Because near friend Yaman to do. The internet say yes. You see, governance and leadership is not just by mouth. It's about what you do, the import and the impact you have for the people. And what else? What news also? Say Castle Peace Town, BBC is like issue BC about Bakwepra, Nembebre, Omunya Mebinda. It's as a result of what the bodyguard of the MC. So the question is you more to me, no. You more to me say be harassing the people and as you more to me say be boa e ma butu embraso. It's a message. Much about my Abeke Beneza as a consul assistant secretary. We'll bring a new dynamics. A new dynamics everybody. You have a GC because 2012 a GC to from 2012 to 2024. Should development back as well. Should development back as well. This I said for the first 10 months, development and work as well.
Okay, all right, I'm a cabinet and Ninchi Uncle and Roger Rouse and I was on a pitch and another feeling.
Okay, the Edikan Ebeda Yankopansi, say about my departure. Na Asansuchi, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic of Ghana, and the Vice President, Professor Jinana Opukwajima. Na Mechia Honorable Desmond de Graft Pitu, the competent MP for Umwa East, and the Miami boss Kofi Michael, Kujua Tinga, Constituency Chairman, and the Honorable Yula, one strong woman, Owe Jumapa, now Mechia, all the rank and file of the NPP party.
All right, men are sitting in chair or 20 are mine. After you won't see I send Marcasani or Coco. Most support you, opening former running mates or CPP said, impeachment when chairman, and them say, illegal mining, which we are preaching. Now, who say, I am 10 first time we say,
I can't show. I'm also that was you. My constitution say a delay down process for the removal of a president. And the running mate, the 2024 running mate of the Convention People's Party, or Atenase will say, His Excellency John Dramani, the boss or share position. ABC and Nebri. Oh no, okay, near can you? And then you'll be no question, no, okay. Today, your 4 cabinet ministers, almost cassette here, Galamsey. Today, besides, have 4 cabinet ministers or more ever. The likes of Haruna Idrisu, Sam George, Okujeto Ablakwa, and the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. Mr. Say, in some of my say declare state of emergency, His Excellency, and declare state of emergency. Omar Sabusubimana. To the same, we must say, President, you are to me, Ghana Fus can you can declare a state of emergency within a week. And what's on Wakasa? His Excellency John Dramani Mahama catcher and say, Omunim the Galamsey campaigns. Or Munim, Jomuba, no much chomatu. And then he says, one Galamsey campaign, President Mahama Boni days on Munchinu. nankasa odarete your friend say ono you can say if because ono nankasa that means attorney general no you man meboa odarete yoku so we investigate 2 national officers besides the report about Montiana report about Monti you reporting about Monti so directly let's say one kasano you are an antidote of Galamsey. If today must say chairman to me I Galamsey campaign it's my channel my arranging before the court of competent jurisdiction, right? I didn't think that same process I'm using the same process. Today, now me are doing a small scale minus for about the petition about one thing with every evidence say they have every information that will produce say those 2 national officers of the NDC party are involved in Galamsey. Yes, straight away now BBI and once I naga straight away was a reporting about one. Today, you know can be more member convener for the fight against Galamsey. Only time of President Mahama shares the CEO, so not as more kind. What's the President Mahama? Today, what's the elephant in the house? That's the elephant in the state of the nation. Maybe I don't know. You do level maybe declare state of emergency on events illegal mining. But the question is, Mebra, you know Cardinal Mills, President, the late President Mills Union. Also, I will not praise President Mahama. I can't praise President Mahama for the city because maybe I may do no. I can die as a result of it. And all of the Ghana BBB pharmacists or society and association or almost Galamsey for the rise of kidney and liver disease.
I on a paper they try at what is just a bunch of your women mercury
and to be said is here now and only maybe a bunch of fever. What I say now could you see then about and then you go to this Galamsey prone areas deformities and cause war. Yes, it is true. It's excellence and another that conform into one survey. It's in a Ghana for a 2 betian. But you can't Galamsey and start seeing if President Kufuor Aberso. Mama downfall. Anas Aremia Anas in 2010. No, the expose by and on the Offin River. I'm at the late President most alcohol, only the late coffee put of alcohol. And to me, see, it was what President Mahama Aberso. So indirectly, Galamsey is an issue. We have been affected every day out because you know almost make room. You don't almost make any sign at home. Into Mr. says then he be and then he be home. So if and then the 2024 running mate of the Convention People's Party actual petition, Akoma Parliament, someone starts put up a process for the removal of the president. Obama, whether it is too early or it is too late, the issue is that the person has put up a petition to the Parliament, the second arm of government. And then someone can in Yano, and then someone men wo yetitum say a coso. And then President Kufuor Aberso yanti say black vote ensure na say meboa. But now you want a black vote ensure near the crook body bamboo area. You want to ensure the black vote and I say. Today the only water, the only river. And men no we able to say ya croaching kakra e dey the voter and I'm boa. It be say men no what you on e be do baby almost say baby e important issue. Who was asked to sanction na. So I don't want to speak for the man. I don't want to be like some any spokesperson. But the petition or train or want some original so. The only thing is say and himself could do parliament because of the numbers they have. But you see, it's part of our democracy. Because democracy no be better baby. No, you general should be baby.
But I think I'm more dorsal myself in Jamaica, move to me.
If not your dorsal, not the bar, near share the content in the petition of the bay. Now, you should say general straight away. We'll go through the process. Me, it's my prayer. It's my prayer. Say, even though I could do that level, my process, I could do to make our democracy, the beauty of our democracy, which is being touted to be the West in Africa, West Africa. and the world as a whole. You test because in 2000 is it 2009? Obi trigger for the removal of the Chief Justice. 2030 Obi trigger for the removal of the Chief Justice. 2024 Obi trigger for the removal of the Chief Justice. Nimiano, at least, the beauty of democracy here. Recently, Obi trigger in the Chief Justice. What is this also trigger for the removal of the acting Chief Justice? Because I said, why is it that today the president, the rush in the removal of the former Chief Justice? I didn't say we need to petition the mind and I say the removal of the acting Chief Justice. All person will use that same process to be, and that same rational. All person will use. You see, me who say what do we? Even though a very solid grounds, but me culture. Because you see, the mindset of the NDC party, they say, because if today, as a president, also your last resort will be the declaration of the state of emergency. But the question is, you say, President Mama, you Odibi, and Odibi, Odibi. Yeni or person of answer will declare now. The time more position of no some more Canadian. Messi go to the 120 days social contract. Number 19 ban on illegal mining in the way. Or to be
there's a 120
days social contract number 19. As a ban illegal mining, new mining. No, you are not introduction of blue water guard. Blue water guard, Messi, President Kufuor. Your video in your way, and the way, and the way the deputy minister in charge of the natural resources. And Honorable Mekuduka, no, or the in charge of the natural resources, that is minerals and in one. The question is, say, we rolled out a lot of initiatives to help. I'm here to introduce what is in the community mining. I'm a young would be in to the sense, on Yama, would say, you a bit more back. You have everything about to the year. You channel you should back to the insurance bill. And that's all question straight away. But you must actually with at least you know be answer assassin and then say the question is say
na masa.
Na me John is a media mean call mining communities in that. And I mean miner. But in some miners for the be a new bushes, you know, what I said that particular with Ebola to reduce that level of mercury and assign it. What I say, and I can say, I use young Rivayensu, Konyako, Yasatu Konako water was down. Who could say, I such a water treatment plant because of any Rivayensu. It will say, if every day you shut a treatment plant now, what will happen? Ubenyuziano. Today, the regional minister for Central Region says 11 districts are affected as a result of the destruction of your friend say, the River Yinsu. Maybe I said, President Kufuor Abreson, the River Yinsu, Yatisa, I say that. So that is to say, today, the context within the petition a legitimate issue. I was like you too. Yediano, and so near President Mama, even though unjin crapa, at least my process no cost of crap, no cost I don't know. Now at least also find a solution, a better solution so that the river use the river brim. Because of they are shutting down the Konyako and the Tebi treatment center down. Young because it's a regional Ghana water company manager and say. The stability of river brim 5,000 to 8,000 NTU. To the extent that before I bet to my restore back unless your man is only cruising. Today, under President Kufuor from April 2017 to December 2018, you're banning small scale mining, illegal mining. Mr. Say, President Mabo, I could do it to my yana. What could do it to my
and you know, where would you be Ranaka say, Michelle and I'm looking at so to Mama, Pablo 4 years, me 1 year, and Ranma Pine said, move to meet you.
Boss, let me just say, Imran and a duration. Anti duration. What I get to 69. Also, the president shall be removed from office if he is found in accordance with the provision of this article. Right? A, B, C. No, see, 2 article clause 2 no. The person can come to my. So I've acted in a willful violation of the oath of allegiance. And the presidency oath set out in the second schedule 2. Or involve or woeful violation of any other provision of this constitution. B. To have conducted himself in a manner A. Which brings or likely to bring the high office of president into disrepute, ridicule, or contempt. C. Prejudice or inimical to the economy of the security of the state. D. C. To be incapable of performing the functions only the but the person who you sue A. To have acted willful violation of the oath of allegiance and the presidential oath. What's where I check on a funny and it's all bad. This and this and this obey.
No, yet, bra, didn't see a can't tell it to Kakoman, oath, no swell was, and no campaign promise no a war.
Any jacket, but all by no so ban. You protect the interest and the integrity of the people of Ghana. International units who protect Ghana. And the Ghana food as a result of galamsey, inti, liver, any kidney, any problem, who protect Ghana for Ghana. And see, the other can say, for me, I'm not going to be the spokesperson for the 2024 running mate, but the content in the imagine should come as whether they almost trigger the process. I'm a kudu pempen one and family. But the issue is that today Ghanaians are crying. Today a member of the NDC is crying. Say baby the nation soon also celebrate me when not China because an issue say we get this one say because say no kasa banche Fetiwa East Urban almost a mercury and a sign and now Mr. say banche we don't say Fetiwa East. Igana fu yepefufu pa ana yedi benku banchina na yedi banchemore banchina na yedi fufu banchina na yedi kokonte etsendu ni miensa ni na uni na okodi na wanim se wafu a straight that is enku straight away ebe how the how be say if uni ska we fight this kidney dialysis stop na yesen and his excellent another doctor Kufadu obefisu no or the dialysis this chronic diseases no e ko say national to so be say so what if you today, today, people are crying because when this has come by here, almost dialysis a day, so easy for an hour. The amount of money which you have because almost a book or two for 3 or 4 days. What has it? The business when this has gone, what will happen to you? So the other side is if President Mahama is ready to adhere or not to adhere to that Kasene promise to make it the people of Ghana, Galamsey should be a top notch because I use you. Eduane enu wa me no ye whatever.
But when I say Abekebeza head as Sabrina de Elizabeth to the Central Regional Communication Team member NPP. Young Queen John so first 10 minutes say running mates for 2024 election CPP. The petition I am tempted and I say no answer.
Okay, me that's it. Oye running mate too. Say or a former running mate.
And I'm saying
2024. Or a former running mate. And very unfortunate say. I mean, Kwame Nkrumah CPP. And I mean, as a running mate, a former running mate. It's very serious because running mate today on a CPP ticket today and also be a sebi in the mood. What I say, but
the mood was there.
The mood drew or never in what I say, the mood drew because in the mood drew, I didn't say what I say. I sure say T40. I mean, also be able to. And law is a very beautiful course, a very beautiful subject. The Padudona Pesi is here. But when you hear things like this from, I mean, people like that are from who lawyers are, then it becomes a pathetic thing. You see, now for a discouraging movie to try to even venture into that subject because it's pathetic, it's bad. It's bad that somebody of his caliber will go and be make. And look, why you Ganamanti?
That is the name Ganamanti.
I say Ganamanti.
It sounds like Ganamanti.
Wow.
Ganamanti.
And I see, in the 2024 election, I was clear, this quotation, I was clear on Joy Prime, that when we come, Galamsey will be off because we are stopping all licenses. Because we are stopping all licenses. and now the president has not stopped all licenses. So we should instigate Article 69 and remove the president. Stop licenses. Has the president stopped licenses, or he has not stopped licenses? Is he issuing licenses, or would they be or the better say abano issue licenses, new licenses to galamsees and now on providing anything of the sort? And say, you see, Article 69, M say or kind actually, and I was surprised say the basis of the petition and the oath of allegiance. Senior, class 1 declaring the content of the oath of allegiance. Class 1 declaring the content of the oath of allegiance. And I'm trying to see if I can see that. But it simply talks of the president trying to protect the constitution. Okay, act in integrity to protect the sovereignty of the country, and then the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. What relationship does it have with impeaching the president because or a promise, according to him, time or a flag bearer, say or best stopping licenses, and it is still going on. And if I were MPP, I would not even have the courage. I can galamsey once. Because they performed woefully bad. MPP. It is massive. Say I can't go for almost in fact galamsey ebedane galamsey and the MPP. And I could do any baumia. In January alone, let me look, 1988 to 2008, new licenses are issued 40. 2009, 2016, 59. 2017, 2025, 2,151. 2,159. Look here. January 1st, I Akufo-Addo a free so. Or by January 1st. Number of licenses issued. This is Ghana News Online. 67. January 2nd, 2025. Akufo-Addo ni Baumia, omo issue 11 new licenses. January 3rd, 2025. Akufo-Addo ni Baumia, 19 licenses. January 6th, 2025. A day before swearing, omo issue 5 licenses. A total of 102 licenses under Akufo-Addo and Baumia. In 2020,
the license ban some from where galamsey and I'm from where mine and answer the license ban on issue.
So what I'm saying is say issue of galamsey bar, whether you are issuing large scale licenses, illegal licenses, you need to slow down. But what I say, you need to slow down because there be a problem. Is it the fact say or more we issue license and more already no? There's low supply of gold. That is why you are in a hurry to issue new license and answer them. There's nothing like that. So why is it that you will fee to Mr. Akonyaso in January, between January 1st to January 6th in Kwano, why issue 102 licenses? What signal am I sending MIA? So for me, this petitioner for issue, I don't see it's just going to make noise in this country. And all kinds of accounts are not in terms of the substance of the petitioner. Or you say, yeah. Now say you kinda say bibi papa bi woman you better taking up. I mean bibi papa who be papa bi anka waka. Who be papa bi anka o making submission anka waka.
No petition say
no me say who be papa bi a ono no defend anka waka. But what I say anka waka. And I was surprised or no can cry or see the grounds of the petition the oath of allegiance a president swear. I mean, what's the correlation between that one? What's the relation between that one? Any promise I was you making here? Please, let's be serious in this country. You're not serious in this country. From Boatin, I mean, the report here by we're implicating Kofobi. We're implicating Kofobi 36-page report. So your MP for Mansu Nkwanta. Yes, or you're involved in Galamsey.
Then or now?
Then, under MPP, Akufo-Addo ni Baumia. Joseph Albert Kwam, former Director of Operations at the Presidency, Lord Comey, former Executive Assistant and Head of Social Media at the Presidency, Charles Nite Kotewu, and Frank Esiedu Bekwin, former Director of Political Affairs at the Office of the President. They were all deep-necked in Galamsey. Report to Ikoye, Akufo-Addo ni Baumia, one financial. No wonder or not here say only faith in Baumia. Nipa anka last 9 months to Nipa anka last 9 months to or China friend saying Baumia or ye day or ye economic wizard and just 9 months was we into training and for friend secretary Pombra.
Say the internal election they are no be
na Nipa wo gidi o ne mu a ultimate tra just last 8 months to free till economic the dollar and the dollar and the dollar. In just 9 months, we show the power born into the training and cover Canada Pombre. I concept when I do on my way. It tells you these people are just confused. They are simply confused. Who shall I say state of emergency? President Mahama can say about the state of emergency, Baba.
There are also some of your ministers.
No, I'm saying president, but that's the president. Look, MPP for Kofa can never be brave. As I say, better can on those things. I mean, it will not make sense. MPP officials, Abronya Mama Kanyama Basa, but those are not things we work with. The president never says so. Who issues state of emergency? Then what? No, that state of emergency solved the Galamsey. State of emergency, who issue it gives you an opportunity to do things you could not do or you wouldn't have been able to do when state of emergency was not to be in place. But what I say, you were hey, open say, who stop it, you are. But many and more coin my own stopping. Until the obey the constitution more coin say, issue a state of emergency and no more coin to then do things that you wouldn't have been able to do. Maybe say curfew. There's freedom of movement. But when the state of emergency, it prevents, it limits that right to free movement. But what I say, when the state of emergency, it limits that right. And my president no coin to do that. It's a president so my issue state of emergency. Then what? Meaning, so was ultimately or is it state of emergency? Not then. So is state of emergency? No, state of emergency doesn't mean say mo bianco hobi. State of emergency is not to say mo bianco hobi. Mo bianco hobi. They say you say yes, say mo bianco illegal mining. It is there. I mean, it's something we all do.
And about preventing legal and illegal mining.
No, what I'm saying, say state of emergency does not mean say. My who be say illegal mining bill. State of emergency has certain conditions and more coin and more be. Until you must have a solution. Said the buyer who issue state of emergency now, then you'll be able to what implement those solutions. Meaning what I'm clear. Exactly. But who issue state of emergency, but state of emergency, then what? It tells you clearly say, they don't even have a solution. So these are not people you need to even give them an opportunity to come back to close to presidency because look, they've been the most wicked government in the history of this republic. The most wicked. Look at what President Mahama is doing. Alternative livelihood program were initiated. Because he say Galamsey, one of the major problems of Galamsey, He is creating opportunity for the youth in those communities. Said they will not have the zeal. Say galamsey. And that is what we are doing there. Ejumara, we are implementing it. We are starting it. It takes time, but Nyama yedia to holy excavators, the trackers, excavator biamu to track it. Gold board, that is what they are doing. Gold board, look what they've done so far. They've never bought any gold, single gold from any galamsey sites before. Those days.
How would you be able to differentiate between gold and free galamsey site and the free?
So what they do is say, once they have the miners, all those miners are properly licensed. They are properly licensed. The assumption is say they do not buy gold from galamseyers. No, but Gold Board does not buy it from them. Gold Board does not buy it from them.
But galamsey for the idea
Omutoma, wherever they sell it, Obubisa won't to me obey natural. Baby or cotton gold. But what I say, Lord, come and move so man, they will teach you how. It's me argument say petition or Mudakui. I don't see the essence in this petition. Honestly speaking, and yet Bibia, the face I was a discussion. It's not relevant. It's not relevant. What they call parliament. Yes, but you need one. Is it 1/4 of parliament or so? Okay, to I mean, vote for this to happen. It is unthinkable. It's unthinkable. Bani Galamsey, NPP has absolutely no grounds to talk of Galamsey because Omobresu, our president can say or the presidency about Tusukrano. That was the worst moment of Galamsey. 2020 they issued over 600 licenses. 2020 they say Galamsey is you selling the money. Now they issued 600 licenses. They passed an line. You could mine virtually in forests. In forest too. Forest areas are trees, provide oxygen. You could actually go there and do galamsey. Senior, I don't know. In the Zango free, Tommy Ben or more any way Ben or more or some better air catcher obize or galamsey kosu. Galamsey shall say 18 something, no 18 something, and a galamsey shall you. But we are all looking at how people are fighting it. Moamuni Pafrim Pom wanted every report by 32-page report. And then Akufa do the year. Sakufa do in base of or fighting galamsey. And then all this I report in the year. Senior. Kojo Ponko Mosha say Kojo Ponko Mamuna starting media Yamani Bibia or Moya and Edi Papa Lady. Because they support galamsey. They are into galamsey. A Japadia document in a war no galamsey, Shim. That is what they want to do. And then friends, a president for you. Never hey, senior.
John, how do we are? Yeah, go my East End DC communication team member, and I'm not sure that they are to draw the can Jafino, Omuna, near the Achasa, near Bab, Bonnie, now your river was Ancasadia Mabaga, yes, Sanko, another 10 minutes now, yes, you could swear in a munisa more kind in your hand up a set, we are no Edmund, you're got in the next 10 minutes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You see, they become busy. You are saying the MPP, you don't have any locals to talk about this issue. Or better I say, sir, and some okay in here, me, I don't see any important thing okay. Then okay. Tell me, are they okay? What you or what you are the two of small say. Tell me, are they okay?
And then now,
Towasi. I said, Papa, the 2024 running mate to can. Well, I got the money. Ghana has say, Ghana and Rana say, what would you? What should it be here? Right? Because almost what I can make kind of me, also some kind of scared need to start your Casan. See, the oath of allegiance. I say, I, make I. Do in the name of the Almighty solemnly swear I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Republic of Ghana as by law established, I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of Ghana, and I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of Ghana. This Constitution, okay, Article 257, I can say, as Ghana assassin, the womb be bianin yano, yadama, or my pays on Sherman Ghana for. President Mama Otuana, Utroma represented the people of Ghana. And the Republic of Ghana for Brea. At least this oath of allegiance or Yedemono. You preserve or defend the Constitution of Ghana. So today, and Ghana, you say, who preserve the Constitution of Ghana? And the assassin says, who preserve the Constitution of Ghana? The assassin who preserve the Constitution of Ghana. Or better on I just want to see or attack the personality of the 2024 running mates. Almost because can I say already some 4 pertinent issues that my president share at the CEOs also. What happened? To the extent a deputy chief of staff in charge of operation stand up with one attack. To the extent of MPP are more abreast one kasa. But me know you say organize labor for no one know come in. Yeah, can I be? Don't president for one kasa for galamse. I know you. So you see the logic of the NDC didn't say is under reproof. Again, what's it say? From January 1st to January 6th. One day, me source. Well, yeah, while I was talking, when you were talking, I was quite listening to you. Please.
I'm not talking
please,
to you.
Please.
I'm not.
Share. You know, people from January 1st to January 6th, not transition. The president will be power. Also, the transition for the do come and say, at that point, you send the time as soon. Oh, because and tell them, oh, you should learn one way. What is your source? You don't be the proof. But go to the Minerals Commission. The Minerals Licensing Risk Opportunity. Under from 2025, from 9th January, we issue 35 licenses. Abra President Mamaso, or move by Hodi or no machine, or we issue 35 licenses. The mouse or Miss Minerals Commission official website. Kwachake.
So I'm mobile now.
Mr. 35 licenses.
35 licenses.
Minerals Commission, you have no way. Minerals Commission, you have no way.
Oh, no,
so if you my mom, where was I for day? Now I will tell you, go to your business. We had a for the who done okay. Ghana baby you know. Ghana for no mun kita that shot dead don't syndrome ni bi mu. O ma dum do. It don't keep you no no mutie. Again tie. Us MPP we woefully we didn't do anything in the fight against Galamsey. Hey, sir. Tama President Akufo-Addo was no. Who said 2 uses echo ran e won nsuo so kwohwe nsuo no so. Who said President T uses for echo nsuo echo checking nsuo the level of nsuo distraction okuhu bi.
To use them in time say I saw for na mekai.
But Mr. T use trade union what you mean. But the current trade union for amako River Brim amako ayensu. This shows some abuton we are incompetent. Wo from money chi.
But Monday na so for no.
Tie me meba. Tie me. Tama ye was on. Asofo, right? Omo bekasai. President Akufo-Addo T. Otuhana mo. Today you buy within the first 4 months. You try say the level of galamsey no na no order. It's here from 2017 April to December 2018. You ban 20 months ban on small scale mining. Small scale mining. And there almost more licenses there no. And illegal mining you banning. Me see person you might check so that you better to see attendance. There are videos there. Mamu calling mamu other sister station. I want to go check videos no. President Akufo-Addo he has a zeal to fight Galamsey. President Mama zeal no.
Enti e ba ne say.
Good question. Good question.
Sure. Okay, 2020. Unim kogu boy. Oyawana.
Oh yeah, one of the NDC communication team.
Unim Tony Obi.
Yeah, that's what I
Unim Kwame Pepra. Other person contest for regional organizer on the tickets of NDC was Santa region. honor the president of the Ghana National Small Scale Miners. Omu ko Galamsey areas. We are aware. Omu buka yesene. Omu to abama NDC. Omu to abama number man you meduma na. In 2020 we lost a lot of Galamsey areas to seats to the NDC. 2024, Kokubu in now one sister is also that's what you say, man. He was proud doing that work. Oh, member, into me about tea. You better election. Now, because I see much Ghana for. What do you think? Do you think the fight against Galamsey will be easy?
I come Penisses and the Comian part or the better song. Ghana went twice and they will lose.
Member, Abaye, okay, so Nakonya better son. Ghana for H. That is why 169 seats at so by saying 137. And I say, Anna, and in such a 169 seats. And I go to Parliament. You know, 2022 near pass LI 2462. 2022 November. One of the chairman of the Subsidiary Legislation Committee, the Attorney General, the current Attorney General, Mr. Said, what was his stake on the LI 2462? Or support is saying, you're passing it out. Your Attorney General, he was the chairman of the Subsidiary Legislation Committee of Parliament. Your committees mean in the old standing of the committees mean the Public Account Committee and the Subsidiary Legislation Committee. But somebody back on the account, the Government Assurance Committee, then who could do about your chairman? And they say, we are minority for no more or the chair of that particular committee. Oh, the chairman, you said, what was the take? Someone presented the LI 2462. What was his stake? Honorable Dominic. Then what was his stake? He supported it. He gave a non, no passing. Because in enacting a new law, it has to go there for the committee members to put up their way so that about the preliminary, Saturday 137, 137. And one independent. But you pass it. I didn't pass it. That means money support it. So if today, President Akufo to my that is why Ghana for a top PP 2024. Go look at some to my President some don't catch it and say, President Akufo, your 1 week, your train account, to use 1 week and the Galamsey. And one casa. Again,
Nana a yampa.
There be all it is maybe we'll do as a Minister for Communication and Digitalization. Chennai process ne. Some could have back honorable and some kind almost sister Stacy baby. Honorable Haruna Rusu, my respected politician, or say President Akufo should declare a state of emergency. What is all Kasafa Galamsey? And again, can't say me plan who say, problem of Ghana. Remember, us say declaring a state of emergency doesn't end an issue. COVID-19 by you declare a state of emergency. There was some areas that is Greater Asante, Greater Region, and Kaswana. At least if air and the crop, it will stop and it will minimize. And that's our state of emergency. Now it's a curfew. If you declare there's free movement, freedom of movement. Curfew means you declare there's a freedom of movement.
No, so say you declare curfew, there's free movement. They declare curfew is never movement.
And say maybe who declare curfew? Who say there's going to be limitation of freedom of movement? But the club state of emergency who say NN. You see, let me make clear. You see. See, I said, okay, also declare a curfew. If there's a what limitation of freedom of movement. What's the difference between curfew and the state of emergency? And you curfew, go check Article 31. Article 31 and the Constitution. Also, when the need arises, the president may, in consultation with the Council of State, declare with a power approval for power, declare a state of emergency. President Constitution. Also, even though man just to but the president can also do because do critical no idea. Talk about COVID-19, but critical. So if today who's the declaration of state of emergency doesn't end what is the logic in the statement of making? Sure. You see, they may become easy. Maybe you do a leveler whereby Ghanaians always expect we, the politicians, if you may to me, you be yet dear, ever boa and I say, on Brazil, the Professor Frimpong Boateng report. So report na NDC former MP for Wasa East, former Deputy Minister for Transport in the today President Mama, if President Kufa na year up here 2 years and year found ye bugui. Still that report is still exists. I didn't tell you be found. Maybe two national officers, Yami and Abanga, ye bo this or they engage in Galam say, Ghana President Mama I found. Report will take almost 3 months here to for reporting all here.
Now Professor Frimpong Boateng report. I then a month
because I didn't tell you to one share. The issue they say, yeah, would the report bar, right? The president share reporting here, or the investigative bodies to do their first. Charles Busu, you inviting or CID, you inviting go baby or CID. And the president on the report about straight down here, on to show Muntu, Anna, on to show Muntu mana. So, if I know your report to your president, you report straight over acting on it, Anna. So, if to be, I don't know invite you would, and someone if I were the criminal way, you straight away you give it to the investigative, the relevant investigative bodies. Thank you. So, maybe, I'll charge you on court. You haven't good in a court on this issue. You haven't good in a court. It's a mono court. No. Is it based on Frimpong? It was based on this. It was based on this.
Because Anas didn't move their mouth.
Anas are different. This issue now. Anas yes, like Galamsey. Anas and Galamsey anyway, hear the same thing. Anas and Galamsey. Yeah, no, Charles, you are money do of Frimpong document. And so what's your problem? Yeah, the quick saying. You see, the words of justice grounds ruling, and the burden of proof lies on in the bosom of the prosecution. If an citizen want to be court, he also on your guilty. He didn't plead or pleading for guilty. And so now the burden of lies in the prosecution to provide all the relevant evidences to at least to prosecute Chamawu to me. If the prosecution any the relevant evidence straight away, can you declare Chamawu to me say he's a kingpin of Galamsey? You can't. So now the burden of proof is that Chamawu to me say on your guilt. So now the Attorney General should bring out a relevant document that say he's a complicit in Galamsey. So in summing everything up, today, it is so messy, a simple question. What has there been a report from Yoko to the Attorney General on the issue of Sami Jenfi, Abanga and Joseph Yami on their alleged involvement in Galamsey? What's your report? BSA about 3 months. And you go for 23 months. Today, President Kufuor Adonabresu or say the National Women's Organizer and excavators. I don't want to say President Mama should throw a challenge on that. And again, you see, and now be a simple question. I don't know to differentiate between illegal mining for good and small scale mining for good. Tell me, small scale miners, some way to do something. Illegal miners, some way to do something. Tell me, some way to do something. Illegal miners are not just small scale miners. Illegal small scale miners same for the young go to top. They go for toffee small illegal miners. And today the illegal miners, according to some almost they are criminals. It's an obi a criminal, but who talk or do things away. Oh, maybe so I said, meba, or the community. Obi a criminal. Obi a criminal. Now, what could you feel? Aren't you a complicit of the part of the school person? You're going to go down. Sana, now we don't need that. Today, if today President Sami Jenfi on to illegal mining or small scale miners were under the PMMC, the Precious Mining Marketing Company, or Mabreson, right? We're able to publish the list of mining small scale miners. Maybe we could go defeat. Some God should do the same thing. Negada from who say yes, won't don't feel more. Until then, in some occasions, has no basis.
Okay. All right, I'm going to the second part of the show. I'm also next 10 minutes no na after we am some of kind do one person we are no na first one come so we are na fear
okay I think so yeah we kaka yan share your logic kakra yan share your logic kakra a bit problematic obetima provide evidence say gold board at all gold from illegal miners. If you don't have that evidence, don't say anything.
And then by you have evidence that your koto galamsey for. If
you don't have the evidence, don't say anything.
Master, you don't have anything to say. If you don't have anything
to that logic, no, you're a bit careful with that logic. Yes, you're confusing.
You, it should be applied to you.
Into the fact, sir, your galamseyers and there was small scale miners. Now gold board, a top gold, a free legal miners or any a small scale miners. And the fact that illegal miners does small scale miners does not necessarily mean say gold board, a top gold, a free illegal miners. But the
whole thing I say illegal miners a good a yet the year or motor and a good body soon to mean can say or would you be ember do it be a young at top from so one but Bassa walk to Faber cow, then we got to flow the same thing now.
Okay, it's in the patrol a very likely say be a befra. It's a good body establish good body who say a likely say a befra. I be fra and the Kufa do about we decided say now we are going to track all the gold urban. In fact, all the mining sites, you see, all excavators have been what? Have been tracked. Said wherever the gold is coming from, we will know where they are coming from. If it's an illegal efibano, we are going to. So that is okay. So all miners are licensed, or you are supposed to be licensed. All the gold that you produce, they are supposed to come with codes.
Hey,
so you've not heard it before. So you have so that is what I'm saying.
Now go do maybe a good one. You try good. Hey, everybody.
I can say your mouth license now we prove baby.
That's a good code. Unique code. Now you code there. Good. What was a good? Who maybe a good unique code?
All right.
How you be the take the man maybe a unique code if you may.
What you are doing? What you are doing is irresponsible, and I can go hotter than you are doing.
Oh, master, you are lying. You have been exposed, right?
Because you're working now. You didn't want. They don't say anything with substance. They didn't want. And this is a person who wants to be voted to be a secretary or deputy secretary.
You see.
With this argument, I can go deeper than you are doing. I can go deeper than you are doing. So be responsible and listen.
Sure, at all.
I can go worse than even I've done.
Okay.
I can go worse than even I've done.
You see, I'll never belittle myself to an illogical person.
I can go deeper worse than you are doing. What kind of irresponsible thing is this?
Who told you? Are you responsible?
Who, Master? You think you are? Who do you think you are?
You better,
who do you think you are?
Now, who do you also think you are?
Hey, what are they doing? Who are you? Who are you? Small boy like you were trying to rough and all of those things. What is it? Now how can you say what you the papers baby? I think you are speaking sense.
Now you are
the papers be good baby. I think you are speaking sense.
What makes sense?
You've been doing this for a very long time. You think you are away? What do you mean? Incompetent people. They are here to
interesting. This is how papers go. I can't do can samba. This is how papers go. When I move on to where deputy secretary. Where is deputy secretary? Deputy secretary. To the train, I'm ready for papers. So we deputy secretary. What all the papers need bag is bag 50. You know, gold no mobile attract. So what we are doing is with the gold board now excavators have been tracked. When excavators are tracked, we know this company is responsible for this area. All gold you buy has codes relative to that company. So you say gold we are buying, company will not free. You say gold we are buying, company B will not free. If the gold be bad, now say if this particular company you can identify, then it becomes suspicious. This is sensible. And you need to listen. But what I sorry for, you need to listen. You see, so that is what we are doing at Gold Board. So there's no gold that will come that is not tagged. Every single gold that comes, listen to Sami Jefi, and you listen to you hear wisdom. You hear wisdom. Otia said 2020 mabani galamsi. That same 2020 to 2025, we issue 2,000 licenses. And you speak, you think of this logic and you spew it out. We say what banning galamsi, what banning all of those, what banning and all of this. Say year now, no between that year, we issue over 2,000 licenses. Why should you even see this? So we say the American is not even logical. You speak of Attorney General, say or a chairman of legal committees, whatever. He's the chairman, the dictator. Who committee? Now say who chair? Does it mean say there will be an effort? Sorry, but there will be So why should you make this comment and think you are saying something? Why should you say this and think you are saying something? Now what you are doing, and you think you are saying something? Wait for us to listen. You failed as Galamseyers. The man was not Charles Bisu. It was not Akufo-Addo. It was not on the basis of reform party reports. It was on Anas report. So he should not spew this lie. He was lying. Akufo-Addo can say exactly or can say there's no enough evidence for reform party way report. So why do you come and sit here this morning and be lying? And you want to be voted as a deputy secretary? Why would you come and sit here and be lying? You don't have information. But I don't want to some books be played. Go back with me. I bet now we did. Because you think say who kita books in the way did. We are putting in place concrete measures to deal with Galamsey. Who told you say state of emergency is equal to curfew? I don't want to use words here. And you say you are doing law, state of emergency. What's the state of emergency? And one curfew. State of emergency and one curfew. So who bought the two? I don't know one kind of.
I'm not 32. What's what Gazette because once I won't see into
this wait. So which way educate you for a state of emergency So a state of emergency is calculated or likely to deprive the community of essentials of life. Some people, is calculated or likely, this is Article 31, state of emergency, is calculated or likely to deprive the community of essentials of life or renders necessary the taking of measures which are required for securing the public safety and defense of Ghana and the maintenance of public order and the supplies and services essential to the life of the community. Is this equal to curfew? No, sir. This elite, I don't want to use words because we can go rough. Because curfew is the same as state of emergency. We see you are pursuing law. Curfew is the same as state of emergency. Hey! Curfew is the same as state of emergency.
Sorry, Bo.
So how can curfew be the same as state of emergency?
What's the curfew? Limits freedom of
how can wait
the state of emergency
be the same of emergency?
No, I
no car as I said curfew is the same as state of emergency. How crowd be saying say or say yes.
Sana me kind. Missy,
what's up with curfew?
Missy, curfew. Eliminating the freedom of movement. Let me be fast. Maybe what's the point? Tell my lockdown. State of emergency. What happened? Maybe say what happened? Yeah, limiting the movement. Yeah. So what's the difference between state of emergency, the case of any curfew? Yeah, the same thing.
So right, so we say as a Ghanaian, young shade we see prayers on the side yeah, that I'm seeing issue I take my mouth.
So timeline yet me my timeline pa de so we so bit my timeline a brag am say be idea it will be difficult, but I think say steps are President Mahama taking to deal with this matter are very concrete. Just recently, our first stakeholders meeting, and we were discussing it, how to bring Galamsey to a stop. And I'm sure some of the inputs are they will sit down, or consult all of these people view, and will put in place a concrete step to deal with it. But may mean 1 year, 2 years time, Galamsey will stop. But Nyama was saying to deal with that is going to be done. 24-hour economy, it's been done. What I say, it's been done. Some of the institutions are on it. Now there's a secretariat working on it. You know, 24-hour economy will be transformed into a board. Currently, as we speak now, a secretariat, and I have people who are in that way. But Sebi, who are aware of these things, the way I say, obesity. What I say. So with time, it will be done. I think Franklin Kuju. Or no, Muru Sanda, Amadou Sanda. One of the institutions, posted here and was congratulated the NDC for the 24-hour economy. So I was there. I was here 2 p.m., 2 a.m., 2 a.m. and it was working. It was working. So yeah,
all right. But that was all right. That was all right. Okay, all right, make this spring natural mineral water and my producing under hygienic condition and it's open sure they do pension office open so fear the one my body said this spring natural mineral water and share ne me bow the way the man from now which mean and ye be a day alcohol fear to me alcohol yen share what caswa CP every ajia to mentino yeah in share friend day spring natural mineral water the fibia anyhow into me be down no more you are bogu pa sabrede day spring natural mineral water no yes sachet water no kwa na omo ewo dwa so into the moving fast kwanda no wa change na but else can be bra first numbers with 0548 955 377 0548 955 377 and after 0303 955 646 0303 955 646 now on a day spring natural mineral water and telephone and you can come on and see it. Last week in Bagatia said Dubai akonya bi aba Dubai mema am once and juma impossible yeah the comes so when you yeah akonya no ebetumi afa oye pa enu nti no STA Dreams Consult sin and pay sign ka obiem na mo ma frɛ nyina na mo ma ba pick forms ni nyina no na wotwi mu anasa next week no be hye mu nyina nti ba all ye last minute a wo anya be fa wo ho we na yakonya munya wie ya wo ye process wie ya 2 weeks to 2 months no na wakokodu Dubai a company na ede aba a mo recruit Ghana for memma a mo kuta nsan dwuma akọ Dubai akoye dwuma enu nti be bia wo hwe bia sa water kwade kumase akra be bia no mo mode asa number me betu dwa no be frɛ na wo nso atuma kopi mu Dubai wa ko ye dwuma yi bi aba be hwe bi so ofin sa ne dwuma na wo ya Ghana ha na wunya sika bia no ya se Dubai dia ben say do so baba ne say wo be fa STA Dreams Consult so we na dwuma ko kese o ma register da no ba ha the license na be kire bi bia dem ntinya kwan chen bi e no bi fa do wakọ bere e wo ho ba bia be da ne be bi bia no o ma hye ne kama e de ama o pa ni ti no STA Dreams Consult e wo Amasaman in Sakina Peace Village Davi Junction fa number no identity na from the see as Dubai no o be say ko bi ready na da o be show no one ko bi e bo say process no ma ye ja o be na ye do control next year no wa ba ha dwe ye pa number no ba mi sisuma bi mo 0530 128417 0530 128417 and after 0555 966 0555 966 571. The ground is 0557 035 237 0557 035 237. Now the SCA Dreams Consult and Chunko. Now also the phone could buy the phone son of Jumano for a Juma on the Sika fabric film. No crowd, I mean, come from Shia, a Remo in Shobo, you know, my day, friend Aqua Rera in Shui. Now Aqua Rera in Shui should be a big aswa. I don't know, ne such a one or bottle, get to what I can see. The use offices need there be a wa in shoe coaching, standard board FD, in Kata Bibiano, and what so since power pad and also a big ass. Now Aqua Rera in Shuno, send ye a tenum. The way you're being fed your program, Dabaka say, was several holders now is a via program nam so be no body na kwaji ni dosopo kaso afọ de my lucky IOCT depo kese pa e wo honom program bia no fede po na won sa betumi aka bi akwa were nsui number be fede na no so nsa tumi aka bi 0244 116 477 0244 116 477. Now on aqua with a sweep and form and chunk of an also to you. And a pain a hand a bread McQuine, Medic Medini, our banner here. Our Cabernet NPP communication team member, our Central Region, now feels so no a Rajon Hagrin, NBC communication team member, a warm a go more east. Na ene anapeno omo enamba beboy na ansa na be sorry kra no yemfa awoda sonkwe emfa entwa so happy birthday enkoma Gloria ejiwa edo na afro ewurekua wo aikan do blue na o ma me sister Teliza ene o papa ena afinia blessing omo na so mo happy birthday o ya no fa senso enti Gloria ejiwa mekia happy birthday and call and fema ne e wa woda so the sharing na say omama happy birthday